Hello guys, glad to see you again. It was still from my trip in Puertorico on June 2009 when I went to see the Logwood in the nature. Most of them are growing straight. When I went to a nursery, I saw an interesting material. It was a bending logwood, something very rare. It was Haemotoxylon campechiano. I cut off the trunk into a short one. I planted it in a pot and then I cleaned the bark by using toothbrush to encourage the new growth. It was January 2010. I cut down the trunk a little bit and then I started wiring some branches and also the one that will become the future trunk. On December 2010, it grew tall and wide. So I reduced some unnecessary branches to keep the growth of the trunk and the necessary branches quicker. These pictures were taken on May 2011. I cut short the branches on the right side so that they will not be overgrown. Meanwhile, I let the apex and also one branch grow to the left to grow longer and thicker. This was the picture of the plant on August 2012. Please pay attention that I kept the apex grow taller and longer without cutting any tip, and also for one branch growing to the left I also leave it uncut, whereas other branches I control them by cutting shorter so that their growth will be controlled. This was the picture on September 2013. I cut off some of the long branches and later on I use wire to give direction to the branches. It was July 2014. You see that the basic structure was almost achieved. The thickness of the branches and also the thickness going to the apex was already almost achieved. The pictures were taken on February 2015. At that time, I reduced some unnecessary bushes. I kept the left lower branch grow longer, with one twigs growing upwards. That twig was used to thicken the lower branch. Later on, I gonna cut it off, and the branch would be thick and taper already. On January 2017, I put it in a smaller bonsai pot. I wanted to train the ramification on the branches and twigs, and also on the apex. On April 2020, I repot the plant into a smaller oval pot. In that pot, it was clear that one root growing to the right was a little bit elevated and crossing the trunk, so it was not good. Afterwards, I checked, and on the right side under that, there was a strong root supporting the plant, so that I decided to cut off the root to make the plant better on the structure. You see that the structure of the base after cutting was much better. It was May 2021. I wanted to defoliate all the leaves to enable you to see the structure of the tree. So let me do it. You could see the structure of the tree clearly. There was a balance between strong root on the left that support the trunk that was bending to the left as well. The trunk line was nice and tapering to the apex. With the distribution of the branches and also the ramification of the twigs, it made the tree look really natural. Let us wait for the leaf to come. Now the leaves are already growing and it is full already. I think I'm so glad to have this tree in my collection, because Haemotoxylon campesianum or Logwood, it is a bit better from the Haemotoxylon brasiletto in my last video on the tall Logwood. This one, campesianum, has the smaller leaves and also better ramification. And most of all, that kind of tree is not exist in Indonesia, so Looks like I'm the only one who owns that kind of bonsai. And looking at the shape, starting from the base, growing up in a tapering way, and also all the branches, and especially one long branch going to the right will give a special character to the tree. So, what do you think of this one? I hope you enjoy the process of making this tree. Thank you for watching the video, and see you again in the next video.